Hi, Monique. Hi, James. Hi, Avenging Normal. Welcome in, everybody. Happy Sunday. I won't, Fairy Witch. Feel free to start writing your story title or your story request in all capital letters. And if you have a silly story title suggestion, please add it with the request so that I have some fuel. So I have some backup ideas. Hi, Car Cat. Hi, Lonnie. Hi, Justin. Hi, Margaret. Hi, Laura. Hi, Drew. Hi, Peter. Yes, Cassie, it's finally ready. I like that one, Fairy Witch. That's good. Hi, Rich. Happy Sunday. Hi, Seabass. Oh my God, I love it, Lady Rose. Yeah, I saw it, Fairy Witch. I said it was so funny. I like that one. I knew what you meant, Jasmine. Even with the typo, I knew what you meant. I gotcha. I go, I'm a weirdo too. Why are you weirdo? I go where I wanna. What the hell are any of us doing here? That's the real question. Oh, thank you so much, Vinny. That's adorable. And Melissa, thanks for the roses. And Melissa, thanks for the cow napping. And Margaret, thanks for the cow napping. Oh, Margaret sent me corn. His name was Earl. The trucker's name was Earl. Hi, Prince Hairflip. Hi, Robin. Yeah. Whoop, whoop. What time zone are you in? He said, I just woke up and can't wait to sleep again. Hi, Possum. Hi, Chet. Car Cat, thank you for this cute star. Hi, First Light. Hi, Priscilla. Welcome in, everybody. My name's Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I'm here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. Feel free to write your story requests in all capital letters. And if you guys could put a silly story title suggestion, if you have one, next to it, it's very helpful. And If you guys could do me a big favor while I set up the first poll, could you hit that share arrow in the bottom right-hand corner? Then there's a little yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. That little yellow circle puts the live into your friends' FYPs, and it helps us grow this beautiful porch of ours. What if I reset your nervous system too hard? I don't think that's possible. What if? Hi, Ashley. I've missed you too. Welcome back, cutie. Fairy Witch, that's cute, but way too long. There's a character limit for the titles. I know, because Kim's come up with some really funny longer ones too, but that's okay. That's okay. Oh, I like that one. Narwhal, that's a good one. That's a really good one. I'm so glad to hear that, Deborah. I'm so glad. I go where I want. Yes, he is. He's thick. And you know what? I like a thick man, so that's no problem for me. Who changed her name, Robin? Oh, you were quoting someone else? Oh, okay. Whoever said red-eyed and thick-thighed is hilarious. Of course I've seen the statue. I don't have a Zaddy sticker for nothing. Hi, Dennis. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Hope you had a good weekend. Michael Myers. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the porch. You hanging in there? Share. Thanks for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Courtney, I don't, but I would love to read audiobooks someday. That's my goal. Hi, Brooke. Okay, guys. The first pull is ready. What about the French? I love the French. I know, there really needs to be a Jimothy emoji. Wait, do you mean a Jimothy sticker? Or just a Jim? There needs to be a Jimothy everything. I should make a Jimothy sticker, but then I have to get rid of another one. And I don't feel like we'd be using it very much, but I would. I would. Jimothy makes me, like, my heart is just like, I don't know, can't even handle him. He's the cutest thing I've ever fucking seen in my life. Robin, thank you for the jets. I love the colors. Thank you so much. Has anybody ever seen the Blue Angels before? That's what that gift reminds me of every time I see it. And I have been lucky enough to see them numerous times, and they are pretty amazing. Thank you for helping me with my gallery. I really appreciate it. Once you get to B League, the gallery gifts are a little big for most people, so I never get mine filled. So thank you so much for helping me with those. Dennis, thank you for the coin and the cute little star, cutie stars, and the hearts. They practice over your job one time a year. Cool, Courtney. They're really good. Yeah, they raise a ruckus over there too. Yeah, they're very good. I spent a summer in, what is it, Pensacola? And that's where they're based. And it was really cool because they practiced there like all summer. Yeah, it looks like the Blue Angels gift. I don't think, it doesn't say that it is, but it looks like it. Yeah, Brooke, a lot of us have seen them because they literally try to, they're like America's flight team. They try to make it to everywhere. Like, they're not exclusive to big cities. I've seen them in Toledo. I've seen them in Houston. I've seen them in Pensacola. Like, they are everywhere. Girl, I wasn't going to say anything. Why do you think I spent a summer in Pensacola? Yeah, me too, Rachel. Yeah, and their base is in Pensacola. I mean, they picked a pretty good place to be located. Very pretty there. Liv, that's so funny. I feel like you like read my mind. Robin, Lily the leopard. Guys, look at that. It's my dream. It's my dream. You saw them in Alabama? You saw them in Myrtle Beach. See, Brooke? They're everywhere. They literally go everywhere. And they're incredibly talented. I know, I'm obsessed with her, Robin. Like, and then the bubbles and the flowers and her little paws holding my hands. Aren't they, Liv? My God, yes, they are. But they're also, was yours kind of like a robot that liked adventure? Not much of a personality, but yep, Liv, I was just gonna say until they open their mouths. There you go, bingo. We're on the same page. I was trying to be nice about it. I was like, a robot? But yeah, you get it. You get it. It's like, shh, no talkie. I love how you know that, Liv. That's so funny. So did you live in Pensacola? Did you live in Pensacola? But yeah, it's like, shh, no talkie. No talkie. You're very handsome, but please no talkie. Just stop. Do you live in Pensacola now? Because that's where they are based and they have all their practices. Hi, Guinevere. I've missed you. Hi, Freedom. South Dakota is one of the states people forget the most out of them. Yeah, I believe that, Brock. You're like the first person I've known from South Dakota. Oh, interesting, Liv. Interesting. Yeah, there's an Air Force base there. Was he an airman before? Like, obviously. Is that why he was in Dayton? Because there's a big base there too. Okay, guys, the poll is ready. Robert says, I live south of Seattle, and we have seen them during seafarers. And we see them during seafarers this weekend. Really? You're going to see them this weekend? See, Brooke, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. They're like never really in Pensacola because they're just like flying around everywhere, just doing things, flipping around in the air, zooming. Okay. Oh, yes. Okay, that's what I figured, Liv. Okay. We have the poll ready to vote. We have... Oh, Isabel, yeah. Hi, honey. Yeah, it's Monday in Sweden. What are you doing? Okay, we have a new... By the way, guys, one of these stories, big announcement, one of these stories has never been read on the live. I transcribed it per several requests, and it is now available to be read on live. I made the background for it today and everything. So it's not new because it is on my YT, but it is one that has not been read and it was not available on the live list, which means I'm going to have to tell Lovely because she has to add it to the list. So Lonnie says activates intuition. I love you, Lonnie. Lonnie, you're so funny all the time. You make me laugh all the time. Oh, cool, Robert. They were just there today. The Blue Angels were just where Robert lives today. How funny. What a small world. We were talking about them, Robert, because I got a gift over here on TikTok that looks like jets and it looks like the Blue Angels. It's very cool. All right, guys, we have Not a Girl's Best Friend. Red Eyes, Thick Thighs. Mitten Mutt. All of the Lights. And Nasty Little Boogers. Or Nasty Little Buggers. Okay. And you can vote in the top left-hand corner. There's a blue box. You can vote up to 50 times. And you can vote for more than one story. Who's it gonna be? Isabel. All right, and the winner is Not a Girl's Best Friend. And that was really close. Red Eyes, Thick Thighs almost beat Not a girl's best friend. All right, guys, we're done voting. Sit back and relax. Yes, Rich. That is the new one. Well, it's not new. It's the first time it'll be read on live. Sit back and relax. Grab a beanbag chair. Grab a hammock. Yes, Skrilla. And check out the shooting stars. And welcome to the porch. Happy Sunday. And if you guys could do me a big favor while I pull up this first time ever story. Hi, Trey. Hi, Banner Trey. If you guys could hit that share arrow, there's a little yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other. And that says repost, and it puts my live into your friends' FYPs. And it helps us grow this beautiful porch. Hi, Leslie. What do you mean, Trey? How often do I switch stories? What do you mean? We vote on them every night. So it just depends on which ones win every night, which ones I read. But I add a new story every single Monday. So I will be adding a new story tomorrow, guys. And guess what? Oh, that's okay, Trey. I figured this app literally sends comments before they're done all the time. It's like trying to piece together a puzzle in the comments. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time live, we do a live premiere on my YT channel. And tomorrow, guys, we're getting a new cryptid. And it's a weird one. It's a really weird one. It's also folklore from my ancestry. So there's a hint for Robin, who can't stand waiting. And I'll be right back with Not a Girl's Best Friend. That's the point, Brooke. But Trey, to answer your question, I have over 100 stories that we choose from, and then people request every single night, and then I write them down, and then I do polls all night, and then we vote, and whichever one wins, I read. And then every Monday, I premiere a new one, and that one I read for sure on Mondays, and then after that, it goes into the voting list, and it can be chosen or not. And there are favorites that get requested over and over and over again. That's why I do the silly story title Saturday and Sunday. So sometimes stories that don't get requested that often or don't get voted for that often win a lot more often when they have a silly title. So that way we can get a variety of stories. And a lot of times you guys will hear stories you've never heard. And then you'll have new favorites. So there's a method to the madness. So I'll be right back with the tale of Not a Girl's Best Friend. Happy Sunday. Thank you, Rich. I appreciate that. Sean, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Scroll. Eloy and Andrea, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Crusty Sunday. I used to call it the Sunday Scaries when I hated my job in life. And I dreaded Mondays. Oh, Dennis and Songbird, thank you for helping me complete my goal on YT already. You guys are amazing. Yeah, Leslie, I'm so sorry. That's why part of the reason I started like the nervous system thing is because I was there and I was a completely different person when my nervous system was a wreck. I don't even remember that bitch. She was uptight and high strung and just not vibing right. And I'm so sorry to anybody who gets the Sunday Scaries. And I highly recommend, if you have the opportunity to possibly find different employment. I know that sounds daunting, but it will choose your happiness, please. Even if you have to have an ego death like me, it's worth it. Aw, thanks, Lonnie. That's so sweet. All right, guys, pulling up the new story. Rich, I'm actually not into horror. I'm only into like paranormal, supernatural, unexplained stuff. And the whole reason I think they're soothing is because my inspiration for my channel was Are You Afraid of the Dark? And like So Weird and Goosebumps. And so there is a comfort that most of us have to these where we don't even really associate them as spooky. There's a nostalgic element to them. Because in case you guys hadn't noticed, most of my stories end in like a moral lesson. And who else did that? Are You Afraid of the Dark? So I make them in a style that is a nostalgic to our brains. Yes, Brooke, this is a part of the Unexplained series, and this has been requested over and over and over again. And it is one of the only stories that I have not transcribed over for lives, and you guys really want to hear it. So I will be right back. Quick swig. Brooke, could you not mention blood for once tonight, please? I love you. I love you, she said. Boo hag. Good idea, Songbird. Good idea for merch. Sorry, you guys. The script didn't transfer over right, so I'm just repasting it. Give me 1 second. Okay, sorry guys, I got it fixed. Got it fixed. Thank you, Andrew. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the Hope Diamond. Have you ever heard of an object so beautiful, so mesmerizing, that people are willing to risk everything to possess it? I'm not talking about a house or a car or even a painting. I'm talking about a jewel, a single stone, and it's called the Hope Diamond. It's one of the most famous diamonds in the world. 45.52 carats of deep velvet blue. But the Hope Diamond isn't just valuable because of its size or color, or the fact that it's literally priceless. No, the Hope Diamond is famous for something else. It's cursed. And not just in a metaphorical way. I'm talking about centuries of death, ruin, betrayal, madness, and disaster. Kings lost their heads. Heirs lost their fortunes. And anyone who got too close to the diamond, they didn't just lose their diamond. They lost everything. Now let's go back to where it all began, deep in the jungles of India. That's where the Hope Diamond story begins. It was originally part of a much larger diamond, over 112 carats in its uncut form. It came out of the collar mine in Golconda, a region in southern India known for producing some of the world's most legendary diamonds. The story goes that this massive blue diamond was stolen, not from a person, but from a statue. The legend says the thief pried it from the eye of an idol of the Hindu goddess Sita, and by desecrating her statue, the stone became cursed. Now, whether that story is true or just dramatic flair is debatable. But here's what's not debatable. Everyone who has owned that diamond since has experienced some form of disaster. The first person on record to possess it was John Baptiste Tavernier, a French gem merchant who traveled to India in the 1660s. He acquired the massive blue stone and smuggled it back to France. Tavernier later sold the diamond to King Louis XIV. And for a while, things looked good. The diamond was recut into a 67-carat gem and became known as the French Blue. Louis had it set into royal jewelry. But then, surprise, the curse kicked in. And Tavernier, the merchant who sold the diamond, he died alone and impoverished with a fever after being mauled by a wild dog during a trip through Russia. Louis XIV, he died of gangrene. His reign was marked by constant war, economic turmoil, and the death of many of his children and grandchildren. His successor, Louis XV, poisoned. And then we get to Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette. They inherited the French blue. And if you know your history, you already know what happened to them. The French Revolution happened. The monarchy collapsed. Louis and Marie were captured and executed by guillotine during the Reign of Terror. And the diamond, it vanished. During the looting of the French crown jewels in 1792, the French blue disappeared. And for decades it was hidden, gone, maybe even cut again to disguise it. Fast forward to 1812. Exactly 20 years later, a large, deep blue diamond resurfaces in London. Now only 45 carats and conveniently just barely different from the shape of the French blue. This is what we now call the Hope Diamond. It's named after the British banking family who acquired it, the Hopes, specifically Henry Philip Hope. And once it landed in their possession, the curse seemed to start all over again. The Hope family had enormous wealth, but within a couple generations, they were bankrupt. Henry Hope's nephews squandered the family fortune, and by the early 1900s, they had to sell the diamond just to stay afloat. It passed from hand to hand after that, and with every new owner, the curse seemed to grow more dramatic. In 1909, the diamond was purchased by a Greek jeweler named Simon Monosaccharide. Shortly after buying the diamond, his car drove off a cliff, killing everyone inside. Next up was a Turkish Sultan, Abdul Hamid II, who bought it during the decline of the Ottoman Empire, and he gave it to his favorite concubine. Not long after, the concubine was stabbed to death and the Sultan was overthrown, and the diamond was sold again. Then came Pierre Cartier. Yep, that's right, that Cartier. He bought the gem and tried to find a new owner. Enter Evelyn Walsh McLean. Evelyn was from Washington, D.C. and a socialite, married to the heir of the Washington Post. She was wealthy, extravagant, and known for believing that unlucky objects brought her good luck. So Cartier made her an offer and a warning. He told her all about the diamond's history, the curse, the beheadings, the bankruptcies, but she didn't care. Evelyn wore it to parties. She even let her dog wear it around the house, and she had it sewn into a special collar. And at first, she actually seemed to defy the curse. But then, her young son was killed in a car accident, her daughter died of a drug overdose, and Edward Bill McLean, her husband, was institutionalized, all shortly after buying the diamond. Evelyn ended up dying heavily in debt and alone. Yeah, the dog's like, what the fuck, get this off me, lady. After her death, the diamond was bought by a man named Harry Winston. Yes, that Harry Winston. Another successful jeweler. But Winston didn't keep it. In a surprising turn of events, especially for such a wealthy businessman, Harry Winston donated it. He packaged up the Hope diamond in a plain brown envelope and mailed it to the Smithsonian Institute in D.C. Yep, he sure did. He sent the Hope diamond through the mail, just regular parcel post. No security detail, no armored car, just a priceless, possibly cursed diamond shipped to the Smithsonian like a birthday card. Well, that was in 1958. And that's where the Hope diamond remains today. In the National Museum of Natural History, behind bulletproof glass where millions of visitors walk past it every year. And the curse? Well, depends on who you ask. Some believe the curse is very real. Others believe it was all hype, a story crafted to add mystique and value. So what's the truth? Is the Hope diamond really cursed? I mean, that's a lot of tragedy for one gemstone. The story seems to get even creepier. James Todd, the mailman who hand-delivered the Hope diamond to the Smithsonian, within a year of handling the diamond, Todd was in a car crash. Then his house burned down, followed shortly by the death of his wife. Coincidence? Maybe, but I've got to admit I feel bad for the mailman. He didn't even know what he was delivering. But the curse doesn't seem to care. So what do you think? Is it cursed or haunted? There's a theory within the crystal healing community that the diamond acts as a kind of spiritual amplifier. Whatever energy you bring to it, it magnifies it, as many stones such as quartz have been proven to do. So, maybe, if you're pure of heart, then nothing happens. But if you're greedy, selfish, unstable, the diamond maybe doesn't curse you, maybe it just reveals you for who you truly are and destroys the life or facade that you've built around that. Now, that's probably an unsettling thought for some. So, if you ever find yourself standing before the glass case of the Smithsonian, staring deep into the blue fire of the most famous diamond in the world, whatever you do, don't touch the glass. And that's the tale of the Hope Diamond. Thank you, Archangelo. I know, sociology, we can all think of someone like, hello, do your job. Come on, Diamond. Justin, have you never been to a museum before? Thank you, Maria. Thanks, Miranda. And that story is part of my Unexplained series. They are about 30-minute long. I'm in them, and I go through and explain stuff like that. Actual unexplained phenomenon that is documented, and it's not in first person. It's more of my news reporting background, more informational, like kind of documentary style, like info. So if you guys like those kinds of stories, there's a whole playlist called the Unexplained series on my YT channel. They're fun to listen to. A lot of my friends do chores while they listen to them. My one friend loves to do her dishes to them. She's like, I learned so much and I get my dishes done. But you can also fall asleep to them as well. But they are not in the bedtime stories playlist, just so you guys know. But there is a playlist called All Videos where you can just like hit shuffle and it'll mix them all up and you can get both. Thank you, Leslie. Oh, Brit sent corn. Chomping the corn. Oh, thank you for the claps too, Rich. Archangelo, thank you for the star map of Polaris. Jess, thank you for the cow napping. And Laura, thanks for the cow napping. Hi, Archangel Michael. Thank you for the gifts. All right, guys, welcome in. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I'm here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. Hi, Lost Sister. Brooke, yes, I don't think it's a curse necessarily. It's like what I just explained at the end, similar to elementals and cursed land. I think it's a crystal. It reacts to vibration. So if it does have some type of spiritual vortex thing going on with it or spiritual amplifier, like I think it might be cursed for some people. Does that make sense? It will ruin the fake life you've built if you built a fake life, you know? And if you're not genuine or greedy, stuff like that, it will ruin your life. Notice how Harry Winston is the only person that didn't die from it. Why? Because he wasn't greedy. He knew there was something up with that stone, and he's like, I'm buying it. I'm taking it off the fucking market so no one else dies, and I'm mailing this shit to the Smithsonian. And that's exactly what he did. And guess what? Nothing happened to him at all. Because he's a good person. So, yeah, I think it matches your energy. How is that like Aladdin? It's been a really long time since I've seen Aladdin. I don't remember how that pertains to Aladdin. Refresh my memory, because I'm not 10 years old. Love you, Isabel. Sorry you're having problems. You need to go to bed anyway, girl. It's like really late in Sweden. I love you. Talk to you tomorrow. Lost Sister, it was already a scary tale. Disney turned them into fluffy stories, but most of the stories Disney told are horrifying. Disney completely took creative liberties and made them all really nice. But if you actually look at the origins of most of the tales, they were pretty scary to begin with. Yep, most of them were Grimm's fairy tales. Or like Hans Christian Andersen, his weren't fluffy. Like The Little Mermaid is very different. Yes, exactly, lovely. Fairy tales are horror. Fairies are to be feared. The Fae world is not a game. So that's part of the reason fairy tales were scary, was to tell people to not fuck with mermaids. I mean, just to give an example, you know, that's just one example. There's all kinds, but, you know, The Little Mermaid is not the way Disney told it. And yeah, like Peter Pan is horrifying. Thank you, your boy Gage, for the star map of Polaris. The Fae actually aren't tricky. They like Moana. The Fae actually aren't tricky. They're just like the Hope Diamond. They match the energy. So if you're a bad person, you don't really, you should be worried and scared of them. But if you're not a bad person, if you genuinely have a good soul and heart, then there's nothing to worry about. Yeah, Red Riding. Well, Red Riding Hood was always kind of like, nobody really made that one not scary. The wolf fucking eats the grandma at the end. I mean, and that happens in every version. You know what I'm saying? Like, but like, yeah, overall. Hi, Sonia. Hi. What scares me, Jeremy? Heights. I'm scared of heights. And love. That's about it. Oh, and I would say wild boars. And crocodiles. I don't like crocodiles. And Skrilla. Hi, Kim. Yeah, they really can be, Jeremy. Brooke. All right, guys, I'm going to set up the next poll. Hi, Five Nights. And Maria, thanks for welcoming people. You're so sweet. Yeah, well, actually, there's not. I'm not really scared of cryptids or anything going into the woods, nothing. Just like crocodiles and wild boar. That's about it in terms of like living things. And then heights. But my only real fear, like I still would probably, like I'm not like the only actual fear I have is heights. Because like I've been on swamp boats before with alligators and crocodiles. Like, so I'm not like that scared. Do you know what I mean? Not scared enough to not go into the woods where there's boars and alligators. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so not really, but like heights, fuck that. Heights, I've been stuck on the ladder on a zipline tower in the Mayan Riviera, frozen, while an entire group of other tourists were down below waiting for me to get my ass off the ladder. And I was like, I can't, you guys. Literally, like that kind of scared of heights. But guess what? I fucking did it. I did it. I can do mind over matter, and I talked myself into it, and I got the rest of that ladder. And then I ziplined the shit out of it. Once I'm attached to something, I'm not that scared of the heights. It's when it's just me and I have to trust myself to not fall. If I'm attached to something or tied in, or like roller coasters, that's fine. I love roller coasters. Love them. But if it's like on the top of a building and I'm not attached to anything, I look over, I'm like, or like when I have to climb a high ladder or those open stairs where you can see through the stairs. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, it's like I get tingly. My whole body gets tingly. So that's literally the only thing I'm actually afraid of is heights. That's it. But not even to the extent of like I'm not scared of planes or roller coasters or, you know, anything like that. It's just actual physical putting myself in a high situation with no secure attachment. You know what I mean? But I would skydive. I wouldn't bungee jump though. But I would skydive. Because again, I'm attached to something that I can like control and fly around. I'm not just like free falling my body. I have a way of transportation. And I know that sounds crazy, but I would skydive like just once, you know, just to see what it was like. But I'd be terrified and I'd probably stop and say I wasn't going to do it like 4 times before I finally jumped out of the plane. Yeah, it's like transportation. Yeah, it's like primitive transportation. You know what I mean? I look at it, it's different than like, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to fall off a building or like the side of a mountain and stuff like that. But yeah, so I'm scared of heights. Like when it comes to actual fear. Because I would probably still love on an alligator, crocodile, or a boar if they were nice to me. I'm afraid of heights, but will fight over the window seat. Yeah, I always ride the window seat because that's why I say I'm not that kind of afraid of heights. I'm afraid of heights like where it's physically a threat to my body. Do you know what I mean? Like climbing that ladder all the way up to that zipline tower in the middle of the jungle. You laughed, Jerry. And yeah, right. And then I say love because duh. That should be self-explanatory. Right? That's a given. Hi, Melinda. All right, guys, I'll be right back with the next poll. That's true, Robert. I'm scared of falling, not the height. You are correct. I am scared of falling. Correct. But I mean, I have an actual physical reaction. So that's what I consider an actual fear. You know what I mean? Like my body gets tingly. Like, you know how it feels when your foot falls asleep and you wake it up, that tingle? That's how it feels for me when I am in like a uncontrolled high situation. And I don't mean high like that. I mean heights. Jeremy. Really, Rachel? Crazy. I love the window seat. I love looking at everything. That's okay, Jeremy. You can put me on the spot. I'm not really a rehearsed person. I am pretty much an open book. I don't have a lot of a filter. Okay, guys, the poll is ready. Thank you, Dennis. And thanks, Robert. Liked my songy song? Wait, where's your songy song, Kim? The blue ceiling porch. That was the first story that drew me in. Oh, thanks, Courtney. Wait, where's your song, Kim? I missed it. I was setting up the poll. You have to take a sedative to fly? Oh my God. Wait, where's your songy song, Kim? Sometimes I'm lazy. I get bored. I get scared. I feel ignored. I feel happy. I feel silly. Wait, what song is that? Hold on. Let me think. Wait, is it the Paramore song? Is it the Paramore song that we were all belting to? Is it that one? Oh, Original Girl. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna have to. Why is it not coming to my head? I can't think of it. But the words sound familiar, but I can't think of the beat. Okay, guys, we have the next silly story titles. Yeah, so close. Oh, I'm not an ordinary girl. Oh, got it. Got it. Totally close. Well, no, the other day, Kim, right? It was like Kim was belting out a Paramore song, right? Wasn't it Paramore? And I was like, wait, is that Paramore? No, it wasn't the Hannah Montana one. It was the other one. I'm not going to sing it right now. But it wasn't Hannah Montana. Wait, what Hannah Montana? I missed you singing Hannah Montana. And Kim, stop giving me the exasperated face. Okay? Okay? Yes, thank you, Brooke. You were there. Thank you. Still into you. Yep. Kim, you don't remember? I could be your other butterfly. That's how she was singing it. Hi, Lily. Thank you, Brooke. Thank you, Brooke. Brooke remembers the song. Dennis, thank you for the cute little poo. I know, Kim. I was just going to ask that. And I was wrong the other night, too, about some very white music. And everybody in the chat knew who it was. And I was like, who's that? That's hilarious. That's so funny. It's true, though. That's the funniest shit, Kim. Wait, what did you say, Brooke? Not to sound conceited about what? Yes, Jeremy, I do. It's all on my YT channel. All right, the poll is ready, you guys. Sorry, it just had to be approved. Okay. We have... It's true, Skrilla. It's true. Okay, we have... Oh, Ordinary Girl by Hannah Montana. Oh, yeah, I don't know any Hannah Montana songs. Like, at all. Except for Wrecking Ball. I really liked that one. But that's it. Like, I don't know any of her songs. So, you're right, Kim. You do. You do know more than me. Okay, here we go. We have You Smell Like Pennies, Old Man. We have Red Eyes, Thick Thighs. Oh, Jeremy, yes. Check out the YT for sure. If you're falling asleep, there's a playlist called Bedtime Stories. It's just Porch Lore over there too, and the link's in my bio. But I'm glad you're joining us. That's okay if you're falling asleep. All right, we have You Smell Like Pennies, Old Man. Red Eyes and Thick Thighs. We have The Feral Fuckers. We have It's Gonna Rain. And we have Meow Motherfucker. You can vote in the top left-hand corner. There's a blue box, and you can vote up to 50 times, and you can vote for more than one story. You like them, Lily? You like them? Who's it going to be, guys? And the winner is... I know, I'm surprised. The winner is Meow Motherfucker. I'll be right back with that. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore, and I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I am here every single night. Thank you, Rich. Thank you, Scream Queen. And I am here every night from 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. I do write and record all of these stories myself, and you can listen to them whenever you would like on my YT channel, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. Just look for Porch Lore, and you will find me. Also, I'm going to pull up the story that just won on the poll, And if you guys could just do me a big favor, if you could hit that share arrow in the bottom right hand corner, there is a little yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. Thank you, Trisha. Hi, I miss you. How have you been? I miss you so much. Hi, cutie. If you hit the yellow circle with the 2 arrows chasing each other, it says repost, and it puts my live into your friends' FYPs, and it helps us grow this beautiful porch of ours. I know, Scream Queen. I saw that it's supposed to be cold in the mornings like next week. Good morning, by the way. Isn't it like, wait a minute. It's 5 in the morning there. I missed you so much, Trisha. I'm so glad you're back. Thank you, Tracy, for the adorable stingray. All right, guys, be right back. Yeah, Trey, it's been doing that to everybody, and we can't figure out why. We can't figure out if, like, maybe the iPhone, do you have an iPhone? Because we're trying to figure out if it's like an iPhone update. Because you know how, like, you have to turn off, you have to do like active screen by screen. Do you know what I'm talking about? There's a setting on iPhone that's like, you had to change it. Do you know what I'm talking about? I don't remember what it's called, but it's like a screen to screen where, and I'm thinking like all of us, when our phones updated, it turned that off again. Do you get what I'm saying? Because we have all been experiencing picture in picture. Thank you, Skrilla. I was like screen and screen. Close enough. Picture in picture. Okay, so I'm thinking, since we have all been dealing with this, like it's a big issue. And for me, I sit in Kim's live for 6 hours sometimes, and I like literally go to Costco with her in my ear. I'll grab the phone and chat it up and then put it back in my pocket. And like every single fucking time now, it's kicking me out the whole day, and it's annoying as hell. Yeah, it's annoying as hell. Because how are you supposed to, and it fucks up for lives like mine and Kim's, who we are here for hours. It's also, I think, messing up the watch time, because they do take into account how long you guys stay and watch. And if you're in and out, it makes it look like it's not holding your attention. Does that make sense? And they're the ones doing it. And then it ruins our watch time score. And it's fucked up. So, I highly suggest anybody that's happening to, I myself included, I'm going to do this tonight, is check the picture-in-picture settings on your phone. Maybe toggle it on, toggle it back off, or something like that. Because this app is just continuously sabotaging creators on purpose. So maybe we can figure out how to, yeah, it's not cool. So maybe Corgi Booty. Thanks, Trisha. And thank you for the coral. And so maybe we can figure out, yep, Kim's right. And now they're giving violations for the chat not being active enough, while they're kicking out people that are in our lives. So, yeah, I highly think we should all maybe check out the picture-in-picture thing, or it could be either a TikTok update or a iPhone update. You know, they may have not been in sync with their updates, which happens sometimes, where like the phone update may have fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like it could be something like that. But mine used to stay locked, and I could listen the whole time. And I listen because Kim's funny as hell, right? I don't need to see the screen the whole time. And when it's kicking me out, and then I come back and it's on some random shit on my home page, like some stupid video. It does it to you too, Deborah, on your Android? Okay, guys, then it's TikTok. Then it's TikTok kicking people out on purpose for not actually watching the screen. Because next, I guarantee they're just going to start putting like ads on our screen. And they're like forcing eyes on the screen. Fuck this app. Anyway. Let's forget that we're living in a dystopian AI-controlled hell, and let's go back to the story, okay? I'm going to take a quick swig, and I will be right back. Happy Sunday. Actually, Slow Ride, it's not a damn Chinese algorithm anymore, boo-boo. The company was sold and they reprogrammed the whole thing and it's a fucking American algorithm. Okay? So maybe figure out what you're talking about first. Okay? Train my creative brain. Maybe get a creative brain. Oh, that's what I think? Oh, let me guess. It's not American now that your daddy sold it to America and it's not going well. Now it's China's again? I don't think so. You're an idiot. Yep, same with me, Skrilla. It used to be great. What a douchebag. Me too, Brooke. Me too. Yeah, thanks, Dumps. I don't put up with that shit. Me too, Scream Queen. We all loved it when China owned it. But that's the point, is they're driving it into the ground, you guys, on purpose. So all of this stuff where we're like, why would they do that? That's inane. It's on purpose. It's to get people to leave the app. It's to get creators to leave the app. It's to get users to get so frustrated they don't want to watch the app anymore. So, yep. And I've never been so policed in my life than when the Americans took it over versus what? The communists? That's a joke. That's fucking hilarious. So what is it? Fascist versus communist or what? Is that where we're at now? Who's the worst of the two? Yeah, right, Tracy. I'm a woman. I'll never fucking win in our country. Our country hates women, sadly. More than like all the others. Because like Mexico, Holland, like I can literally probably, if I look it up, name 12 in the last 5 years that have elected female leaders for the entire country. But not America. By God, not America. They'll make fun of the pantsuits. They'll make fun of her laugh and her smile. But then they'll let another guy talk about grabbing pussies, no props. So, yeah, right. A woman is never going to win in this country. Exactly, Nature Oracle. I studied anthropology, and guess what? The most successful societies and longest lasting cultures ever were. Because I can tell you right now, they weren't the patriarchies. Guess which cultures never faced hunger? Not the patriarchies. Oh, I know, Brooke. I love that. My favorite is like when a guy hits on you and then you're like, no. And he's like, fuck you, bitch. I don't like you anyway. Really? That's interesting. Because you were just up my ass 5 minutes ago, honey. Somebody can't handle rejection very well. Exactly, Rachel. Well, and that's the other thing is like with power, women don't use it. They don't like abuse it the same way. With power, women like use that power to help other people, not to control other people. And that's the big difference. Oh no, Grim. Oh no. Shrinking. Rich. Jamaicadians. I love that. I've never even heard that term. That's so cute. Oh, Rachel, I had an ego death so long ago. I don't even fucking have an ego anymore. I don't give a shit. Take me or leave me. Exactly, Nature Oracle. Hey, Bryce, go fuck yourself. I'll tell you a story. It's about a douchebag named Bryce that gets blocked from my life. And not Bryce Meerkat, just to clarify. Bryce Meerkat, we love you. This is Bryce Garza. We love Bryce Meerkat. He said, what did I do? Not you. It just happened to be another Bryce. Oh, thanks, Sean. Sean. See, some of them can handle it. Sean said instant follow. Exactly, Trey. Plus, when people tell me to tell a story, you don't come into creatives' lives and demand that they perform like monkeys, especially when you don't even follow me. Like, get the hell out of here, dude. How dare you? I'll tell you a story. It's about you not being here anymore. Aw, Bryce. Aw, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was a different Bryce. Don't worry. By the way, if you were blocked, Bryce, you would have just not been in the live anymore. So you would have known. You wouldn't have been able to be like, what did I do? So don't ever worry. I would never block you. You're so sweet. Good night, Lorna. Love ya. I got blocked from a live once accidentally. And I still am really sad about it because it was a polar bear watching live. And it was this like indigenous guy. And I had just happened to comment on the screen when he was getting out of his truck in front of a polar bear to show us, but he fumbled his phone and he tried to catch it. And the only thing I can think of is that he hit because it is very easy to block people with your thumbs on your phone. If you hit it takes 2 taps. And so all of a sudden I was just out of the live. And I was like, what? Oh my God. Because I commented, can I pet that dog? About the polar bear. And my friend was in the live. And so then she tested it out and she sent that comment too to see if like they blocked me for saying that for some fucking reason. And she was like, no, I didn't get blocked. She's like, he dropped his phone. I was like, I know. How do I get back? And she's like, I don't know. And I was like, so I went onto my other account like a creep and went back into the polar bear live because I wanted to see the polar bears. I was like, what? So that's the only time I've ever been blocked. And I'm pretty sure it was an accident, but I don't know how to like even communicate to like unblock me. So, but I literally, the only thing I said was, can I pet that dog? And then block. I was like, oh no, I wasn't going to, I swear. Thanks, Freedom. Oh, they thought you were flipping him off. Trey, that sucks. She thought you were her ex. Yeah, there's a lot of accidental blocking going on. I was a mod in my friend's live and he accidentally blocked me because he was just learning how to use TikTok. And then I was like, well, shit, because I was the only mod. He like just made me a mod, then he blocked me. And I was like, and like I didn't have any way to message him. So I was just like, bye, because he didn't know how to use TikTok. So I was like trying to help him and he blocked me accidentally. So I was like, all right. And then literally like the next day, he was like, shit. Because we were like in the middle of setting it up. Yeah. And all of a sudden I'm like, okay, and the next thing. And it was like, boop. And I was kicked out of the live. And I was like, oh, oops. Hi, Scarlett. I won't, Bryce. Don't worry. Oh, Dave. Sending you all the love to Washington. I'm sorry the fires are bad there. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the camper van. Yeah. You guys got to keep Jimothy safe. Do we need to come rescue Jimothy? Scarlett, I have them. I have the Capybara tarot cards. My friend in China sent them to me. Robin, you don't know who Jimothy is? Give it a goog. You're welcome. Cutest living creature on the planet. It started as one of those dreamy road trips. A meandering escape from the monotony of my 9 to 5. I'd quit my job, sold most of my stuff, and I hit the road in my little camper van with my sweet cat Alfie as my co-pilot. Oh, thank you, Sean. It was just me, my cat, and the open road, tracing ribbons of asphalt across America. The plan was simple. No itinerary, no deadlines, just freedom. Somewhere along the way, the Appalachian Mountains called my name, and I decided to park near the trail for a few days of peace. The spot I found was idyllic, or so I thought. It was tucked into a grove of towering pines, with the Appalachian Trail weaving nearby like the thread through an old tapestry. The air was cool and it smelled like moss and earth. And I felt like a pioneer discovering some uncharted corner of the world. After a day of hiking, I returned to my van with aching legs and a happy heart. Alfie greeted me with his usual loving meow, demanding to be picked up and fed. And after some hugs and head nuzzles, I fed him, made myself a bowl of chili, and I settled into my makeshift bed to read by lantern light. The stillness was incredible. No cars, no city hum, just the occasional hoot of an owl or rustle of the wind. That's when I first noticed the strange smell. It was faint but unmistakable, like something metallic and sweet. Blood, maybe. I brushed it off as my imagination and I tried to focus on my book, but the smell lingered. Alfie's ears flattened and he let out a low, uneasy growl. My nerves prickled. It's just a deer or something, I mumbled, more to reassure myself than Alfie. But I couldn't shake the feeling that we were not alone. That night, Alfie was on edge and I didn't sleep well. The van, usually my cozy little cocoon of safety, felt more like a fragile tin can. I kept waking up sure I had heard something. A branch snapping, the faint crunch of footsteps, a peek out of the window. And I saw nothing. Just a black wall of forest. Alfie curled up against me, his fur bristling. By morning, I convinced myself it was nothing, and I decided to explore the area, sticking to well-marked trails. The sun was bright, and the forest was alive with birdsong. And I started to feel silly for being so spooked last night. That was until I crossed paths with a man. He was old, with a face weathered like tree bark, and eyes that didn't quite match his friendly smile. "Hi, Chris." He wore a faded plaid shirt, and he carried a rusty hatchet slung casually over his shoulder. "Thank you, Chris." We exchanged the usual pleasantries, but there was something about him that made my skin crawl. "You camping around here?" he asked. His tone was just a shade too curious. I hesitated. "Just passing through," I lied. His smile widened. "Not a lot of folks come up this way. It's quiet, real peaceful." "Yeah, that's kinda what I was looking for," I said, gripping my hiking poles just a little tighter. He nodded, lingering a beat too long, before continuing down the trail. As soon as he was out of sight, I turned back toward the van, my heart thudding. When I got back, something felt off. The side door was ajar, though I was sure I had locked it. Inside, things had been moved. Not much, just little things. Ellie. Ellie said, "Yep, hate him." My mug was on the counter instead of the sink, and Alfie's litter box had been moved. My stomach dropped. Someone had been in here. I grabbed my pepper spray and I did a thorough check, but whoever it was gone. I double-checked the locks and I told myself that I would leave in the morning. But as night fell, that metallic smell returned. Alfie hissed and his tail puffed up like a bottle brush. Around midnight, I heard it. Footsteps, heavy and purposeful, circling the van. Alfie's growls turned into low, guttural yowls as the footsteps stopped just outside the driver's side door. I clutched my pepper spray like a lifeline. And then, complete silence. Minutes dragged into hours, and I finally drifted into a restless sleep, jerking awake at every little sound. By dawn, I was so ready to leave. When I opened the door, I froze. There were handprints on the van, smudged and greasy like someone had run their fingers along the windows. A small pile of animal bones was arranged in a crude circle on top of the hood. My stomach churned. I forced myself to clean it up. I tossed the bones into the woods before starting the engine. I needed to get out of here. But the van wouldn't start. The battery was dead, even though I had just checked it a day ago. Panic bubbled in my chest as I tried and failed to get it going. I was stranded. I spent the day trying to flag down hikers, but no one passed by. The isolation pressed in on me, the forest now feeling less like a haven and more like a trap. That night I barricaded the doors with everything I could find. A folding chair, a cooler, even Alfie's litter box. I kept a kitchen knife within arm's reach, and I huddled under the blankets with Alfie until morning. The smell came back thicker than ever, and with a lower, guttural humming. It wasn't an animal, it sounded human, but wrong. The sound moved closer, circling the van. And then, something heavy slammed against the side. Alfie screeched and darted under the bed as I grabbed the knife, my heart pounding. The van rocked as whatever it was slammed into it again, harder this time. And then, nothing. I stayed awake holding the knife until the first rays of sunlight pierced through the trees. And when I finally opened the door, I saw it. Deep gouges in the metal like claw marks. And a message scrolled into what looked like ash across the windshield that said, "Leave." I didn't need to be told twice. I spent the day rigging a makeshift solar charger on a whim, praying it would give the battery just enough juice to start the engine. By late afternoon, I tried again, and the van roared to life. Relief washed over me as I threw my stuff in the back and I prepared to leave. As I pulled onto the narrow dirt road, I saw him again. The man from the trail, standing at the edge of the woods watching me with that same unsettling smile. This time the hatchet wasn't slung casually over his shoulder, it was in his hand, the blade glistening in the fading light. I didn't stop. "Thank you, Rich." My hand shook as I gripped the wheel, my eyes darting to the rearview mirror every few seconds. It wasn't until I was miles away back on a main road that I let out the breath I had been holding. I wish I could say that that was the end of it. But when I stopped at the gas station to fill up, I noticed something chilling. On the back of the van, written in mud, was a single word: soon. I drove through the night, not stopping until I was well beyond the Appalachian Trail. To this day, I don't know what I encountered out there. A deranged local, Bigfoot, something else. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Deborah. I love that. All I know is that Alfie and I escaped with our lives and one hell of a story. And now every time I get into my van, I check the locks twice. And I keep Alfie close, just in case. And that's the tale of the camper van. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore, and I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I'm here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. I do write and record all these stories myself, and you can listen to them whenever you would like on my YT channel, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. Just look for Porch Lore and you will find me. I also have all the links in my bio, and I do premiere a new story live on my YT channel every Monday, tomorrow, at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like to join us, we give a live chat, a first watch. It's really fun, and I will be reading it later tomorrow night at 10, but feel free to join us over there at 7. We're getting a new cryptid this week, and it's creepy. I'm going to set up the next poll for us to vote for the next story. If you guys could do me a big favor, could you hit that share arrow in the bottom right-hand corner? And there is a little yellow circle with 2 arrows chasing each other that says repost. And that puts my live into your friends' FYPs. It helps us grow this beautiful porch of ours. Also, sharing to your stories and sharing with your friends helps too. And thank you for tapping the screen. It helps us get pushed out. I'll be right back with the next poll. Happy Sunday. Welcome to the porch. Don't worry, Brooke. It's German folklore, girl. It's not indigenous folklore. It's German folklore. And it's not little people. Aw, Taryn. You have to be at Duke Medical? Are you okay? Wait, you live in North Carolina? Oh, you changed your name to Taryn. Wait, it's showing Taryn, not Little Big Walk. That's wild. Yeah, I knew you were Little Big Walk, but I just saw Taryn, and then when I just clicked on it, it's showing Little Big Walk, but it's showing you as Taryn. I knew, yeah. When you said Duke, so are you okay? That's like when people say I have to go to Duke in the morning. In North Carolina, that means medical usually, because the Duke Medical Center is the best in the state. So I hope you're okay, Taryn. Sending you love, and I'm glad I can help you relax. Everything's gonna be okay. Sending you all the healing love and positive energy. We're here for you no matter what you find out. Everything is gonna be okay. Whatever your journey is. Yes, Shannon, correct. You're absolutely correct. Hi, Joanne. Everybody send Taryn some extra love. You are lifted, Taryn. We are here for you, and everything's going to be just fine. And you are so lucky to live in a place that has, a state that has some of the best medical care in the country. So you're going to be just fine. Exactly, Pippa. Duke is the best place to be. So you are in the best hands you could be in. Razzo, my favorite Halloween movie is Hocus Pocus. For obvious reasons. All right, guys, I'm just setting up the poll. Thanks for your patience. Jess, that probably just means that you are in tap jail. It happens to the best of us. It means you've been tapping like a maniac. And the AI thinks you're a computer because you've been tapping so much. It happens to everybody. It's really stupid and weird. You can swipe out of the app completely and then come back in. And usually it goes away in about 10 minutes. But it's called tap jail. That's what we call it. And it's, again, this app is crazy. Yeah, Rich, it was okay. It was okay. Good night, Brooke. Love you. But I'm really looking forward to the new practical magic. I cannot fucking wait. Put the lime in the coca. Thank you, Shannon. Thank you, Taryn. Thank you, Tracy, for the cow napping. And Brooksy. Those are so cute. I'm obsessed with that gift. Uh-oh, you ran your thumbs, Justin? What did you do? Thank you, Trisha, for the galaxy's bestest. Okay, guys, the next poll is ready. We have... What, Matt? Wait, I'm lost. I already said goodnight. Oh, the banners. The banners. Yeah, because Matt says goodnight to him every night. At the end of live, Matt's like, goodnight banners, goodnight beanbag chairs, goodnight fire pits, goodnight lights, goodnight sign. He says goodnight to everything on the porch. It's so funny. I love it. Okay, we have drive it like you stole it. Red eyes, thick thighs. Can I pet that dog? I don't want to pet that dog. And you are really, really dumb. You can vote in the top left-hand corner under that stupid universe banner that's not pink. We have drive it like you stole it. It's silly story title Saturday, by the way. If you are new, these are not the real story titles. They're just silly story titles. And you can vote in the top left-hand corner, and you can vote up to 50 times, and you can vote for more than one. We have drive it like you stole it. Red eyes, thick thighs. Can I pet that dog? I don't want to pet that dog. And you are really, really dumb. Who's it gonna be? I have been mermaid. And it's so annoying because you can't even tell until you look and it's not going up. It's not counting your taps. And then you ask somebody else and they have a different tap count than you. And you're like, what? Yeah, it's silly story titles Saturday and Sunday. We do it on Saturday and Sunday. Did I say Saturday? Silly story titles Sunday. Sorry, guys. The 2 days with the S's. We do silly titles. Yeah. Hi, Melanders. Oh, thanks. You like that? Yeah, I like that title too. Oh, so very ordinary. Thank you for the cute makeup brush. I love that one. I love the colors of the makeup brush. It's so cute. And thank you for the star. What were you thinking? Oh, so very ordinary. Sorry, I didn't read the comment in time. What were you thinking? Oh, it's close. Oh my gosh. It's close. And the winner is? Oh my gosh, Lana, thanks for the metamorphosis. So cute. And the winner is you are really, really dumb. Brooksy, thank you for the potato in Paris. I love his beret. You were thinking what? Justin. Wait, you were thinking what? All right, guys, I will be right back with the tale of you are really, really dumb. Wait, you were thinking I was really, really dumb? Is that what you were saying? Oh, lovely. I love that one. Perfect, lovely. I'll put that on the next poll. You're so smart. I know, Justin. I know. Like, what? V. Garcia, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the porch. Yeah, Matt, that's a whole nother. We can unpack that later in the group chat, Matt. I know, Justin. I know, Skrilla. I'm so annoying. I'm so annoying. And I do know it. I do know it. That's okay, lovely. Wait, why is that happening? Lovely, that's so weird. Lovely's texting me because she can't come into the live because it keeps messing up her phone. This app is just such a joy when your mods can't even come into the live because the app's such shit. Anyway, I'll be right back with you are really, really dumb. Oh, Kim, we were just kidding because Skrilla uses Siri a lot, and he was trying to say, supposedly, he was trying to say, you are so money and you don't even know it, from a movie or something. But instead, Siri wrote, you are so annoying and you don't even know it. So now, I think it's funny to refer to it. Like, you are so annoying and you don't even know it. Because I feel like it's like a... Yes, I do. But it's kind of like when someone does something cute and you're like, oh, stop it, I hate you. You're so cute. It's like that. kind of annoying. Like, stop being so cute. It's, you know what I'm saying? Does anybody know what I'm saying? No, just me? Okay. Yes, and his Siri hates me. And it's a thing. It's a thing. There's been a couple, like, really, like, could literally be, like, what the fuck type of typos. Oh, yay, Scream Queen. I'm so glad, Daz. Daz, are you going on after me? Yeah, I guess Siri is jealous. She likes him. I know, Siri's a bee. I turned her off the day I got my phone. I was like, oh, hell no. We're not going to get along. I already know right now. Sage advice, Skrilla. Sage advice. Okay, guys, Scream Queen. Daz, remember the other night? He's going live again after me. Me too, Corey. It's so annoying. Yeah, we're going to raid him, Matt. Right here. I have him tagged right now if you want to join the raid. Please give Scream Queen a follow. We will be going over there after the live is over, after 1. And he does vintage radio shows, and he also writes his own stories and reads them. Me too, Justin. I never set her up on my phone. I don't even want to, nope. Plus, I have a drawl, and it is already proven that those AI voicings are horrible at recognizing Southern drawl words. And she's just dumb. I don't like her. She doesn't ever know what I'm saying, and she gives me all the wrong information. So, yeah. Follow Scream Queen. We're going to do a raid. Yay. It's so true, Taryn, right? It does not understand Southern drawl. And like when technology things are going bad, I get like overwhelmed and frustrated. So I'm like, you know what, bitch? I'm just going to turn you off, because no, I'm not going to repeat myself 4 times when I could have just typed it. Yeah, it can't speak Southern. Exactly, Mackenzie. So I'm like, not for me. Plus, why are they all women? I want a dude. Can I get a dude accent that does whatever I want? Does whatever I say? Like, why is it always women? You know? Yeah, they do have guys, but they're named Alexa and Siri. Doubt it. They come standard as a woman. I want like a Ricardo. Antonio. Luigi. Yeah, but it's still called Alexa. See, my Alexa has a man's voice. Yeah, because the primary model is a woman that you're telling what to do. I want it. I want a man. You said mine has male, but still has issues. The male model's still incompetent. Yeah, it's a me, a Mario. Yeah, see, Lady Rose gets it. She said Juan, Antonio. Yours was Alejandro. I like that. It's true. Mackenzie said the male models are more incompetent. That's insane. I was joking. It really is. Oh my God. The AI is like, what? I was just basing it off of real people. Just kidding, guys. Love you. I'll be right back with you. Oh, really, really dumb. Yeah, see, Lovely, that's what she's saying. And that's crazy. I was just kidding. And apparently that's true. And that's wild. That's wild. If I was a guy, I'd be mad about that. I'd be like, maybe, excuse me. What? Tracy, the app's doing it to everybody if you lock your screen. We have no idea why. I'm so sorry. It's the worst app. Just kidding. We love TikTok Shop. Hi, Tequila Pepsi. Lovely, you're so cute. Lovely said, Siri has a hive mind. She knows you turned her off. And then she said, don't worry, I won't do this the whole life. Texting me. I love you. You're so cute. Okay. Be right back. Okay, Trisha. Isn't she awesome? Also, just so you guys know, if you ever like a background for my stories, you can do what Trisha did right here and write print request, please, in all capital letters. And I will write it down. And if it is not on the merch store, I will have it framed in a print for you guys to purchase. And Trisha's starting a wall. She has several, and so does Archangelo. And okay, Tequila, let me go back. Oh, thanks, Tracy. You said I did it. Wait, you did what? You did what? Wait, Tequila Pepsi, what did you do? Oh, thank you, Tracy. Type it again. Anyway, if you guys like a print request, you can always ask for it. She did it. Okay, so Justin, I'm not missing something. I'm thinking maybe the other message got filtered or something. Okay, guys, quick swig. Oh my God. You guys, Tequila Pepsi just figured it out. It's a new way. If you hit the share arrow and then you hit background player and click on it, it will continue to play. So they just like added a new feature without telling anybody. Oh my God. Thank you. You're amazing, Tequila Pepsi. You were like, I did it. I was like, what did you do? Oh my God. Do you guys hear that? If you want to lock the screens, hit the share arrow. And there is apparently a button that says background player. It worked for you too, Taryn? Yes. Yes. Okay, guys, that's amazing. Thank you so much, Tequila Pepsi. You're the shit. Yeah, pick and pick usually works, but I already have it set to do that, and it keeps kicking us out because there's some new feature, because we all already had the picture-to-picture. Yeah, everybody's saying thank you, Tequila. Yeah, it was irritating me too. Thank you so much. Oh, it's not on your Android. Damn. Oh, it's working on Android? Deborah says it is. Yes, look at everybody. You just helped so many people, Tequila. You're the shit. I love you. You're so cute. Wait, Tequila, don't you live in Scotland? You're up early. Are you up early or late? Oh, I didn't know that, Gambit. Sweet. We're all playing in the settings now that you can change the video quality too. Rachel, a lot of us have where if you lock it, hi Antiana, where a lot of us, if you lock it, it kicks us out now. Let's come back in. It works on your Samsung too. Yay. You live in Yellowstone? Tequila, Pepsi, why did I think? I guess just because, I don't know why I thought you lived in the UK. I guess because we're in the UK group chat together or something. I don't know. Yellowstone, how cool. How are the animals out there? Tell them I said hi. Millie, we were fixing when you lock the screen, it keeps kicking people out of the lives, like everybody's lives. And Tequila Pepsi just figured out that if you click the share arrow and then you hit, let me see if I have it. I don't have it, but she said, I guess because I'm probably on my account. She says if you do background player or something like that, then it'll play when you lock your screen. Venus, it's not in Pusa, you silly. She's not in a cave. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the last American vampire, also known as You Are Really, Really Dumb. I didn't either, Zan. Thanks, lovely. Mine has 2 milli, but it's not working. So now you have to hit it in TikTok. Gather round the fire, pull your blankets tight, and listen closely to tonight's tale. It carries a chill from a time not so long ago. A time when the shadows at the edge of the woods held unexplained terrors that turned uneducated people towards cruelty and hysteria. Before we had antibiotics, before we understood the invisible microscopic world of bacteria, humanity was at the constant mercy of sudden, inexplicable death. And when uneducated people are terrified, when they watch the ones they love wither away before their very eyes, sadly, they don't tend to look to science for answers. Yes, Justin, exactly. They tend to look to evil forces, conspiracies, anything to make sense of something that they just don't understand. And that is exactly what happened in New England in the late 1800s. This is the true story of Mercy Brown, the last American vampire. Picture the winter of 1892 in Exeter, Rhode Island. It's a harsh, unforgiving landscape. Frost coats the bare branches and the earth is frozen solid. Here we meet a young woman named Mercy Brown. She was only 19 years old. By all accounts, a gentle, bright-eyed girl at the beginning of her life. She was the kind of person whose laughter brought warmth to a cold New England farmhouse. But a shadow had fallen over the Brown family. A relentless, invisible stalker called consumption. Today, we know it as tuberculosis. But back then, they didn't know about airborne pathogens. All they knew was the horrifying reality of what the disease did to their loved ones. It earned the name consumption because it literally seemed to consume the afflicted from the inside out. Sufferers grew deathly pale. Their eyes became sunken and hollow, and they would cough up bright red blood. To the horrified onlookers of the 19th century, it didn't look like a sickness. It looked as though the life force was being slowly and deliberately drained from them by some unseen predator. The tragedy began years earlier. Mercy's mother, Mary, was the first to waste away and die. Then Mercy's older sister, Mary Olive, followed her to the grave. By 1891, the shadow fell on Mercy's brother Edwin, a strong, strapping young man who began to suddenly wither away. And then the shadow turned to young Mercy. But the disease took her swiftly. While Edwin lingered, fighting for every breath, Mercy faded fast. And in January of 1892, the bright light of Mercy Brown was extinguished. Good night, Voodoo Daddy. Hi, Tertia. And because the ground was too frozen to dig a proper grave, her coffin was placed in an above-ground crypt, waiting for the spring thaw. But Edwin was still dying. And as his condition worsened, a chilling whisper began to spread through the small, desperate town of Exeter. The neighbors looked at the grieving father, George Brown, and planted a terrifying seed of doubt. Why is George's family dying? It must be the old curse. One of the dead is feeding on the living. One of them is a vampire. They believed that the first to die in a family would refuse to rest and return from the grave in spirit form to drain the vitality from the surviving relatives. It was a desperate folk belief born of sheer panic and ignorance. When science cannot explain why a family is being wiped out, weaker human minds will invent monsters to make sense of the unexplained. And desperate to save his only son, George Brown finally gave in. And on a freezing morning in March of 1892, a group of townspeople accompanied by a local doctor marched into the cemetery. They opened the graves of the mother and the eldest sister first, but there was nothing there but bone and dust. Then they pried open the crypt holding 19-year-old Mercy. Gasps echoed through the freezing air. Mercy didn't look like a decaying corpse. Her body had slightly shifted in the coffin and her skin was still flush. And when the doctor, trembling, cut into her chest, he found liquid blood in her heart. A vampire, the townspeople declared. But what the desperate minds of the 19th century couldn't comprehend was the natural science that follows death. Mercy had been dead for barely 2 months, stored in an above-ground crypt during the freezing New England winter. The cold had acted as an icebox, perfectly preserving her remains. The shifting of her body was merely the natural process of decomposition and bloating. But a lack of knowledge mixed with fear is a powerful blinding force. And right there in the cemetery, they removed Mercy's heart and liver. They placed her organs on a nearby rock and set them ablaze. The smoke drifted up into the winter sky, carrying the remains of the innocent girl. They scooped up the ashes, mixed them with water, and fed the vile concoction to young Edwin. A gruesome, desperate magic potion meant to cure him. And no surprise, it didn't work, and Edwin died 2 months later. The story of Mercy Brown is a haunting campfire tale, but the true monster wasn't a fanged creature of the night. The monster was a lack of knowledge and fear. The tragedy of the New England vampire panic is a profound reflection of how our ancestors struggled. Faced with the devastating mysteries of nature, disease, and death, they sought to regain control through grim rituals, turning their own tragic dead into scapegoats. So let this story be a reminder. When we are faced with the unknown, when fear threatens to consume us, we must strive to hold on to reason. We must remember to shine the light of compassion into the dark, rather than creating monsters out of shadows. For the greatest tragedies occur not when the dead rise, but when the living let their terror guide them. And that's the tale of the last American vampire. You're not wrong, Matt. Good night, Tequila Pepsi. Love you. Sweet dreams. And thank you so much for helping us figure it out.
Put your mouth around it. Put your mouth around it.
Uh-oh, we got one. Mods, you know what to do. Yep. I blocked him already. Don't worry. That's so funny, Matt. You're like, good night, Tequila. Right, Salem? All right, can you guys type some keywords in the chat, please? Like at this point, we should not be surprised. They exist. Let's get over it, guys. Okay, you guys, the next poll is ready. Hi, Star. We have Mrs. Robinson meets an alien. We have red eyes, thick thighs. We have drive it like you stole it. We have what that crystal do. And we have whoop whoop pull over. So we have Mrs. Robinson meets an alien. Red eyes, thick thighs. Drive it like you stole it. What that crystal do? And whoop whoop, pull over. That ass too fat. Whoop whoop, pull over. Okay. And you guys can vote in the top left-hand corner. There is a blue box, and you can vote up to 50 times, and you can vote for more than one story. It's Silly Story Title Sunday. We have Mrs. Robinson meets an alien. Did you star? Yeah, me too. Yeah, it's Silly Story Title Sunday. We have red eyes, thick thighs. We have drive it like you stole it. We have what that crystal do. And we have whoop whoop pull over. Dumps like a truck, drive like what? Yeah, hi Jenna. I'm here every night at 10 p.m. to 1 live. What'd you say, Kim? Sorry, I missed it. Oh yeah, you said all the titles. And then I said, yeah, it's Silly Story Title Sunday. I'm glad you like them. Thank you. I feel like sometimes I'm better at it and other times I'm not. It depends on the stories that win, I think. Because some of them I can't even think of anything funny. I'm like, That's weird, Millie. Swipe out and come back in. Oh, well, now it's almost over. But sometimes that happens to people. It's a healthy gulp. Well, thank you. Thank you. Ash, where do you live? I don't know, Justin. That's why I was like, what's a healthy gulp versus unhealthy? I figured, Ash, I was just going to ask. Because I have learned from Spooky Cabin. Because last time I said, do you live in the ocean? And he was like, no, Newfoundland. I was like, oh. Thanks, Skrilla. Gulp. Thank you, Puerto Rican shorty. Oh, she sent corn. And the winner is the story title from Lovely. Mrs. Robinson meets an alien. Be right back. Welcome in, everybody. My name's Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. If you guys could do me a big favor before I start the next story, could you hit that share arrow in the bottom right-hand corner? There's a little yellow circle that says repost. Oh, perfect. Thanks, Jenna. That yellow circle, you can undo it and redo it too. It helps with the algorithm, and it puts the live into your friends' FYPs, and it helps us grow our beautiful porch. User what woman? Isn't it cute, Jenna? I love it too. It's my new favorite one. And welcome in, guys. Sit back and relax and get ready for I submit for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the Flatwoods Monster. By the way, Eugene Lemon is the star of this story. Pay attention to him. This is from a declassified CIA document, and they straight clowned this kid in the... I shouldn't say kid. He wanted to be a man. They clowned this man in the CIA report. And this story, the documentary that we watched, is where Inadequate Flashlight originated. I don't know if Kim's still in here or not, but we watched a documentary about this story that used more adjectives than I've ever heard in my life. And in it, that is where we got Inadequate Flashlight. We narrowed it down to, it was like worthless piece of shit, inadequate, meaningless, tactile aluminum fucking flashlight. It was the, yeah. So this story is the origins of Inadequate Flashlight. Oh, Kim's still in here. And Eugene Lemon is the star of the story, so pay attention to this dude. And then you'll understand, pay attention to him specifically, because then you'll understand why I titled it the silly story title that I did. Yeah, Futile Flashlight. That's a good one, very much. It was the evening of September 12th. 1952. In the quiet rural town of Flatwoods, West Virginia. A place where the Appalachian Mountains rose like ancient sentinels, cloaked in a dense forest and shrouded in mist. The air was crisp, carrying the faint scent of pine and damp earth. And the first hints of autumn were beginning to paint the leaves in shades of gold and crimson. Flatwoods was a small, tight-knit community, a place where everyone knew everyone, where life moved at the pace of the seasons, and where the night sky was so dark and vast it felt like you could fall into it. But on this particular evening, something strange and terrifying would descend upon Flatwoods. Something that would leave the townsfolk shaken to their core and spark a mystery that endures to this day. Thank you, Flower. Thank you, Melly. Thanks, Heidi. This is the story of the Flatwoods Monster, a tale of fear, curiosity, and the unknown, as told through the declassified records of the CIA and the vivid memories of those who witnessed it. To understand the Flatwoods Monster, you must first understand the people who encountered it. Flatwoods was a town of farmers, miners, and factory workers. Hardworking, salt of the earth. Hi, alchemist, you came back. hardworking, salt of the earth folks who valued practicality over fantasy. Among them were a group of boys aged 10 to 17 who were out playing near the local schoolhouse that evening. There was Edward May, a 13-year-old with a curious mind and a love for adventure. His brother, Fred May, age 12, who was more cautious but equally intrigued. Thanks, Holly. Thanks, Rachel. Thanks, Anna. And then their friends, Tommy Heyer, age 10, and Neil Nunley, age 14. They were ordinary kids, the kind who spent their days exploring the woods, playing baseball, and dreaming of the future. Thank you, Gambit. Also present that day, or that evening, was Kathleen May, Edward and Fred's mother, a strong-willed woman in her 40s, who had seen her share of hardships but always faced them with determination. And then there was Eugene Lemon, a 17-year-old National Guardsman who was home on leave, a young man with a sense of duty and a level head, who just happened to be hanging out with Kathleen May when all of her sons were gone. These were the people who would soon find themselves at the center of one of the most bizarre and chilling encounters in American history. Hi, Angela. Hi, Lovebug. Hi, Snooty Patootie. It all began just after sunset around 7:15 p.m. The boys were near the schoolhouse when they noticed a strange light in the sky. It was a bright reddish-orange object, moving slowly and silently across the horizon before disappearing behind a hill. The boys were intrigued, but not overly alarmed. After all, it was the early 1950s, a time when reports of flying saucers and UFOs were becoming increasingly common. But then something happened that changed everything. As the boys watched, the object seemed to land in a field on the farm of G. Bailey Fisher, just outside of town. They ran to Kathleen May's house, bursting with excitement. Kathleen, ever the practical woman, grabbed an inadequate flashlight and decided to investigate. She was joined by Eugene Lemon, who just happened to be visiting on his leave from the National Guard. And the group set off into the gathering darkness. Just to clarify, Eugene was not there hanging out with the boys. He was there hanging out with Kathleen May. It's in the report. Scandal. The night was cool and still. The only sounds were the crunch of gravel underfoot and the occasional rustle of leaves in the breeze. The group made their way up a steep hill, their inadequate flashlights cutting through the gloom. And as they reached the top, they noticed a strange, pungent odor, a metallic sulfurous smell that made their eyes water and their throats burn. It was unlike anything they had ever encountered. Suddenly, Eugene Lemon's extremely, insanely shitty, inadequate flashlight caught something in the distance. A pair of glowing red eyes, hovering about 10 feet off the ground. The group froze, their hearts pounding, as they stared in disbelief. The figure began to move toward them. It was at least 10 feet tall, with a round hooded head that seemed to glow with an eerie greenish light. That's the truth. Actually, no, I don't think. Agree to disagree. It was tall, at least 10 feet high, with a round hooded head that seemed to glow with an eerie greenish light. Its body was dark and humanoid, with long, spindly arms that ended in claw-like hands. But the most terrifying feature was its face. A pair of glowing red eyes that seemed to pierce through the darkness. Oh yeah, lovely, for sure. Yeah, okay. Valid, yep. But back then, man, rocked my world. A pair of glowing red eyes that seemed to pierce through the darkness, and a mouth that was shaped like a wide, menacing slit. The creature let out a hissing sound, and the group turned and ran, stumbling down the hill in a blind panic. Kathleen May later described the experience as the most terrifying moment of her life. And Eugene Lemon, who had been at the front of the group, the National Guardsman, was so frightened that he fainted, and Kathleen May had to carry him back to the house. The group returned to the May household, shaken and pale. Kathleen called the local sheriff, who arrived with a deputy to investigate. By then, word of the sighting had spread, and a crowd of curious neighbors had gathered. The sheriff and his deputy, armed with inadequate flashlights and shotguns, made their way up the hill to the spot where the creature had been seen. Yeah, Salem, exactly. You get it, Salem. She's definitely not asking him to come over again. She just got turned off. Made their way up the hill to the spot where the creature had been seen. And they found nothing but the lingering smell of sulfur and a few disturbed patches of grass. Yeah, she got the ick real quick from that. The next day, the story made headlines in the local newspaper, the Braxton Democrat. The early 1950s were a period of great change and uncertainty. The world was still recovering from the devastation of World War II, and the Cold War was heating up. The threat of nuclear war loomed large, and people were both fascinated and terrified by the rapid advancements in technology. Angela. It was an era of flying saucers and science fiction, of the day the earth stood still and the war of the worlds. People were looking to the skies, wondering what or who might be out there. In Flatwoods, the sighting sparked a mix of excitement and fear. Some people were thrilled by the idea of extraterrestrial visitors, while others were deeply unsettled. The local newspaper was flooded with letters and phone calls. Some from people claiming to have seen the creature themselves, others demanding answers. And soon, reporters from across the country were descending on Flatwoods, West Virginia. The story also caught the attention of the U.S. government. which was already investigating reports of UFOs as part of Project Blue Book. The CIA, which had a keen interest in UFO sightings during the Cold War, also took note of the incident. Declassified records from the CIA reveal that the Flatwoods Monster was considered a highly credible case, with multiple witnesses and physical evidence. Over the years, numerous theories have been proposed to explain the Flatwoods Monster. Some believe it was extraterrestrial, a visitor from another world. Others think it might have been misidentified animal, such as an owl or a large bird, or even a piece of space debris. The strange odor and the glowing eyes have led some to speculate that it could have been a form of plasma or ball lightning, a rare and poorly understood phenomenon. But for the people of Flatwoods, the explanation was simple. They had encountered something otherworldly. The incident left a lasting impression on the town, and to this day, the Flatwoods Monster is a source of both pride and unease. Every year, the town hosts the Flatwoods Monster Festival, a celebration of the strange and the unknown, where locals and visitors alike come together to share stories and enjoy music and remember that fateful night in 1952. The Flatwoods Monster remains one of the most compelling and chilling UFO encounters in history. Despite numerous investigations and theories, no one has ever been able to definitively explain what the witnesses saw that night. And as you sit under the Appalachian sky, listening to the rustle of the leaves and feeling the cool breeze on your skin, it's easy to imagine what it must have been like to see those glowing red eyes for the first time. For the people of Flatwoods, the creature was a source of wonder and mystery. A reminder that even in the most ordinary places, the extraordinary can happen. And that's the tale of the Flatwoods Monster, also known tonight as Mrs. Robinson Meets an Alien. I feel like that cow UFO gift is like the perfect gift for that story. Thank you, Deborah. It's one of my favorites too. It's from the Unexplained series, by the way, guys. Several of them are declassified CIA documents as well from the Unexplained series on my YT channel and all the podcast streaming sites. So if you're going to look for it, it will be under that one instead of the bedtime stories. Moo yeah. What? Moo yeah. It gets people going, Matt. I know. I like alien stories too. Scarlett, you said this one scares you because he's creepy looking. Good night, Fairy Witch. Matt, thank you for the galaxy. Is that a hornet, Skrilla? Welcome in, everybody. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I'm here every single night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time until about 1 in the morning. I do write and record all of these stories myself, and you can listen to them whenever you would like on my YT channel, as well as all of the podcast streaming sites. Just look for Porch Lore and you will find me. I also have all the links in my bio. I do premiere a new story every Monday live on my YT channel at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Feel free to join us tomorrow. It will be fun. It's a new cryptid. And it's usually only about 15 minutes long, so it won't take up like your whole evening or anything. And then we're just quick in and out, so you don't have to worry about being stuck there all night. And then I come back at 10 and read the stories. So feel free to come hang out for about 15 minutes. Salem, I just saw him the other day, but I haven't seen him in a couple days, but I think he's still hanging around. I just saw him, but I haven't seen him come down during the show. And yeah, set an alarm if you would like. And yes, I go over a lot, Trey. All right, guys, it is grilled cheese time. And if you're new here, we end the live with this story every night. It is everybody's favorite. It's the only story that I do tell every night because it got requested so often that people didn't want me to end the live until I read it. So I just jokingly said, I'm going to start ending the live with it every night. And then I kind of did. And then one time I tried to stop doing it and there was almost a mutiny on the porch. So it is now the story we end with. Yes, Paul. Yeah. There's been several light phenomenons across the country. There's the Marfa lights in Texas. There's Phoenix. There's the Brown Mountain lights in North Carolina. Skrilla, that's funny. I love it when you type the things that the trolls type in so you can get people to agree with the things that piss me off. I love that. It's a really good move. Uh-oh, why Scream Queen? For the grilled cheese? Yes, Wilkins, the Brown Mountain lights. Why Scream Queen? Because you know it now? Is that why the OCD? Also, guys, don't forget, while we're here, after this story, we are going to go do a raid over at Scream Queens Live. He is so fun. He plays vintage radio, spooky radio. It's so relaxing. I love it. And he also plays his own stories. So the uneaten half, yeah. Yes, we're sharing, Brenda. We always share. Bojangles, Mothman, and Yeti. Yes, it's literally pinned right now. K-Dump. It's literally pinned right there. Oh, look who it is. Jade joining us right at the end again. Good night, Paul. Hey, Brendan, maybe read the room, boo-boo. If I'm changing the background and restarting the song, maybe context clues would tell you that I'm starting another story. Maybe sit your ass down and learn some patience. Thanks. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the night shift at Sycamore Diner. Oh, Wilkins has got the griddle on. Yes, Celeste, but don't worry. We are here every single night at 10 p.m., so you can come back tomorrow. This is the last story, but we'll be here tomorrow at 10 p.m. Wilkins, you add olive oil to your grilled cheese? Yum. Really? That sounds good. Like instead of butter? Or how does that work? Because a lot of the Porch Pals argue about mayo. A lot of the Porch Pals swear mayo. Yeah, see? French, yeah. It's a butter versus mayo usually when this story comes up. That's usually what people in the chat like to argue about. But olive oil sounds awesome. Where do you put it, like in place of butter? I don't know exactly, Skrilla. Why not both? Brendan, what do you need help reading? I can help you. Also, if you're new here, welcome in. My name is Devin, and this is Porch Lore. And I tell spooky bedtime stories to help you relax your nervous system and fall asleep. And I'm here every single night from 10 p.m. until 1 a.m., but I usually go over a little bit. Skrilla. Good one. Butter, okay. Also, I have a new story premiering tomorrow if you guys want to join us at 7 p.m. live on my YT channel. We do a live premiere over there and a live chat. We have a lot of fun. And sit back and relax. Grab a beanbag chair, grab a hammock. Welcome to the porch. Submitted for the approval of the Porch Pal Society. This is the tale of the night shift at Sycamore Diner. I'm not usually the kind of person who pulls over on back roads at night. Not unless I absolutely have to. Oh, yay, Alchemist, I'm so glad. But that night, something about the storm, the long drive, and that growling pit in my stomach convinced me otherwise. I was hungry. It was late October, and I was headed back to campus after a weekend visit with my friends in North Carolina. Good night, Mackenzie. Love you. I had a midterm on Monday, and my plan had been to drive straight through. 5 hours, no stops. But then came the rain. One of those cold, slanted, whispery rains that creeps into your bones and makes the windshield wipers sound like a heartbeat. I had taken the wrong exit, trying to bypass traffic, and I ended up on a 2-lane back road, surrounded by nothing but pine trees and power lines. And that's when I saw the neon sign. SYCAMRE Diner. The O in Sycamore was flickering, like it hadn't worked right in years. But the rest was lit up in a cherry red neon, a tiny beacon in the middle of nowhere. I figured I'd grab a quick bite, maybe some coffee, check my map, and get back on the highway. But I should have just kept driving. I should have known something was off the second I stepped inside. The bell over the door jingled, but not like a normal bell. It made this sharp, metallic ping that echoed longer than it should have. The air inside was warm, almost too warm, and it smelled like grilled onions and pancake syrup. The place looked like it had been yanked straight from 1957. Checkerboard floor, red vinyl booths, a long counter with spinning stools. Even a jukebox in the corner that looked like it hadn't worked in decades. And the people, they all stopped and looked at me the second I walked in. Not in a rude way, just quiet, like they weren't expecting me. Like I'd walked into the middle of a sentence that no one wanted to finish. A waitress, tall, with a beehive hairdo and a light blue uniform, smiled and waved me over. "You get caught in the rain, sweetheart," she said, handing me a laminated menu. I nodded, still trying to shake off that weird feeling. Yeah, the highway's a mess. She chuckled and patted my shoulder. "Well, you're safe here. Sycamore's always open for travelers." Mad. I sat down at a corner booth and the vinyl creaked. I remember the jukebox shifted songs by itself and started playing some slow doo-wop ballad that I didn't recognize. I looked around and everyone looked normal. Sort of. There was a trucker with a thick gray beard drinking coffee at the counter. A young couple whispering to each other in a booth by the jukebox. And an older woman stirring tea like she was lost in thought. But they all had the same look in their eyes, like they were there but also somewhere else. Like they were watching me out of the corner of their eye even when they were looking down. The waitress came back with coffee. Strong, hot, and surprisingly good. And I ordered a grilled cheese with fries. Simple, safe. She wrote it down with one of those clicky pens and said, "Don't worry, it's on the house tonight." And that was my second red flag. No diner just gives food away. While I waited, I took out my phone to check the map. No signal, and I mean nothing. No bars, no Wi-Fi, not even GPS. Just a blank screen with a spinning wheel. I glanced out the foggy window and the storm was still going. But now the wind had picked up. And I could see the power lines swaying like jump ropes in the dark. But the diner stayed perfectly lit. Not even a flicker. The food came fast, too fast, like under 5 minutes. But it looked amazing. Golden bread, gooey cheese, crispy fries with a little metal cup of ketchup on the side. I took a bite. Delicious. I mean, I've eaten at a lot of diners, greasy spoons, college joints, and roadside shacks, but this was hands down the best grilled cheese I've ever had. Thank you, Star. The fries were perfect, and the coffee never ran out. Every time I took a sip, it was somehow full again. I was halfway through the sandwich when the trucker got up to leave. He walked right past my table, nodded once, and whispered, "Don't stay past midnight." That's all he said. What? But he was already out the door. The waitress gave me a tight smile and walked over, collecting his empty mug. Old Earl, he's always saying weird stuff. Just ignore him. But I couldn't. Something about his voice stuck with me. Something about the way he looked at me. Not like I was a customer, but like I was in danger. I checked the clock over the register. 11:42. I figured I had just enough time to finish my fries, grab the check, and head out. I still had at least 3 hours left on the road. But when I stood up, the lights flickered just once, and then again. And then everything in the diner stopped moving. The couple by the jukebox froze mid-sentence. The woman with the tea stopped stirring, her spoon hanging in midair. The waitress, her hand reached out for a mug, just stopped, like someone hit pause on the entire scene. I took a step back and the jukebox buzzed, glitched, and restarted a new track. I could still move, but no one else could. And then I heard it. Not music, not a storm, a voice, not coming from anyone I could see. Just a whisper that seemed to echo from the walls themselves. I backed toward the door, my heart hammering in my chest. I turned the knob, locked. Of course it was locked. I tried the windows, but they were sealed shut. I started banging on the glass and shouting, but no one was outside. Just the wind and the rain and that flickering red sign. SYCAMRE. Thank you, Neil. Thank you, Gambit. I turned back toward the dining room, and everyone was gone. Not frozen anymore, just gone. Slob on my knob, like corn on the cob. The booths were empty. No plates, no crumbs, no mugs. No sign that anyone had ever even been there. except for my plate. Still warm and still half eaten. And then I saw the waitress. She was standing by the kitchen doors, her silhouette backlit by flickering fluorescent light. Her face was wrong. The same smile, but her eyes were empty, black and endless. Melly. Like someone had painted over them. "You shouldn't be here, honey," she said in that same cheerful voice. "Not yet." I stumbled back, knocking over a chair as she took one slow step toward me. "The others, they were waiting, but you just wandered in." She raised a hand and the walls began to shimmer. Literally shimmer. Like heat waves on asphalt. The checkered floor rippled and the red booths started to fade, becoming outlines and then shadows and then nothing. And then I saw it, underneath the illusion. It was charred wood, cracked tile, broken beams, and black soot. Like the diner had burned down long ago. I ran. I don't even remember how I got out. 1 second I was inside, and the next, I was on the side of the road, soaked to the bone and gasping for air. My car was still there, pulled up with the ceiling missing, parked on gravel that didn't even look like a lot anymore. Just weeds and puddles. No neon sign, no glowing windows, just nothing. I drove back to campus that night in silence. No 2 Chainz, no Porch Lore podcast. I kept glancing in the rearview mirror, half expecting to see that red neon flicker back to life. I didn't tell anyone, not for weeks. Not until I finally looked up Sycamore Diner on a local history site. And I found it. It burned to the ground in 1972. A gas leak. The whole place went up at midnight, and everyone inside was killed. 5 patrons, a waitress, and a cook. The photo in the article. The same checkerboard floor, the same red booths, the same neon sign. SYCAMORE. And in the corner of the photo, that same waitress, smiling. I never took that back road again. I don't even drive at night anymore if I can help it. And every time I see a neon diner sign, something in me flinches just a little. Because I know I was there. And I know I wasn't supposed to be. But the part that keeps me up sometimes, the part that really makes my stomach turn, that was the best damn grilled cheese I've ever had. And I didn't even pay for it. And that's the tale of the night shift at Sycamore Diner. All right, guys, we're going to go over and raid Screen Queen. I tagged him numerous times. Hopefully you guys got it because he's not in here anymore. So Well, thanks, Celeste. Glad you're here. Thank you, Gambit. I appreciate it. I can't tag it again. That's why I said 3 times when I tagged it, because once he's gone, I can't tag him. Bye, Eric. See you over there. Okay, Tracy. Love you. See you tomorrow. Oh, Wilkins, I'm so glad. That's okay, Franchelle. I just can't, it won't let me tag people once they've left the live. So, I can't find his name anymore. So, he's gone over there and gone live. But if you look for Scream Queen, you should be able to find it. But I don't know the numbers that are with it. Yeah, it's like, but there's a picture of a guy on his picture. Okay, Celeste, we'll see you tomorrow. We start at 10 p.m. if you want to join. Sweet dreams. Okay, guys. Yeah, that's exactly right. Gamer Airy. Squeef queef. Perfect. Oh, did somebody share it? Rachel shared it? Is that it? I think Rachel found it. Thanks, Rachel. I don't know if that'll work, but do we know what the numbers are? It's like Scream Queen. Is Millie still in here? I think they all left. Well. Good night. Love you too, Jade. Alright, guys. I'll see you over there. We're gonna raid Scream Queen. You're there, Melly? Hi. Yeah, I did. Read the chat, Skrilla. I sure as shit did. Because he said, Screef Queef. And I said, that's exactly right. Type that in. That's his name. Screef Queef. Gamer Ari said that. I was like, yep. Nailed it. Yeah, it's not the name. It's Scream Queen. Scream Queen. Oh, there we go. It's actually this. Thank you, Jade. It's right here. But the name title is Scream Queen. And that's why another reason TikTok's ridiculous, because people's title names can be something totally different than their actual @ and then you like can't find them. So it's Dazith. Okay, guys? Let's raid. Let's go raid. Let's raid over there, right? We go in there and we're like, this is the Porch Lore raid. He gets very excited. All right, guys, I'll see you over there. And look, see Matt saying goodnight to everything on the porch. I love it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow at 7 p.m. too for the premiere. Melly, Porch Lore forever. Yeah, we're going to kick the door in, Trey. Exactly, Banner Trey. All right, guys. Good night. Have good dreams. And don't forget, stay spooky. Kate is Dazith. See it pinned? Shit, it went away. Dazith. Because, again, TikTok's ridiculous. And he comes up as Scream Queen when he's in the chat. But then his @ is Dazith, which is absurd. So, good night, Auntiana. Love ya. Good night, Gambit. Matt said good night, Trey's banner. Melly said, let me put on my dog parts. All right, guys, see you over there. Sweet dreams. Stay spooky.